It's time to beat the clock. Lights of Broadway, sights of Broadway, sounds of Broadway all around. And there above shines the name Sylvania, pioneering light, sight, and sound. Finer products, better products, tested quality. Made for you by Sylvania, pioneer for half a century. Beat the clock, brought by Sylvania. Beat the clock to entertain you. It's time to play Beat the Clock.
And now here is America's #1 clock watcher, Bud Collyer.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. And welcome once again to Beat the Clock, the show where you can have the time of your life playing against time for big-time prizes. Now, just take off your rubber gloves and come over here while I meet our next contestants for tonight. How are you tonight?
Mr. and Mrs. Swasey, right? Mr. and Mrs. Earl Swasey, you were here last week.
That's right.
And you had a little something holding in store for you when time ran out, as I recall. Now, let's find out once again a little about you. You live in Seaside Heights, New Jersey. And how long have you been married?
7 years.
You have children?
3.
Had they watched the show last week?
Oh, yeah.
Boy, I bet they're watching again tonight, huh? Did you promise you'd wave to them?
Oh, yeah.
Most of our guests do, so you do that right. See that camera with the lights on? You wave right into that camera now. That's where they're watching. Aren't you going to say anything to them?
Hi.
Gee, that's a good warm welcome right there. It has everything in it. Hi. What do you do, Mr. Swasey?
I'm a mailman.
You actually walk the mail around, do you?
That's right.
Do you get up a good appetite that way, Miss Swasey?
Fine.
Well, now, I tell you, we're going to remind you that we have a new bonus running tonight, you know. The old one with the pail was knocked off 2 weeks ago. Started new one last week. Tonight, it's worth $200. And it all depends on wherever the bell rings during the show. Whenever that happens, whoever happens to be the contestant at the microphone at the time will be the one to get a chance to try our new bonus stunt worth $200. So away we go, and let's find out what your problem was. I told you a little bit about it. I don't know if you understood quite what it was you had to do. I think you better take your jacket off and hang it up on that hook there, Earl, because you got a little gyrating to do here. And if you'll come over here with me, Mrs. Swasey can stand right there and watch you and just see how agile you are. Now, if you just have a seat in this swivel chair, you see this swivels around like that. Just have a seat right there and be real comfortable. You'll notice that we have here 2 pots. There's a large one, and here's a small one. The small one will nest in the large one, like that. You see, and that's what we want you to do. When I say go, I want you to first pick up that pot, bring it around here, and place it on this cardboard. Then swivel around in the chair and pick up the second pot, swivel around back, and drop it in the first pot. You understand? Beg pardon?
With my hands.
Oh, no, not with your hands. On this show? Silly boy. No, what you do it with is your feet. And from the time I say go, you may not touch the floor or the rungs of the chair with your feet at any time. Your feet must go out in the air, and only by shaking your body, swinging your arms around, you'll find hanging onto there won't help you. You better use your arms as swinger around there, you know, a little ballast. Pick up the one pot in your feet, bring it around here, swivel around, pick up the other one, and drop that in. And take a look and see how many seconds you have, Earl. 50 seconds from the time I say go. Any questions?
No questions.
Any messages?
No.
Okay, boy, go. Up with the feet. Keep them off the floor from now on. Just swivel. That's it. That's it. Keep them off the floor. Keep the pot off the floor. You can't touch the pot to the floor. Hold it. We got to stop here now. Whoop. Put the clock back just to 45. I don't think he quite understood what I want to say. I'll give you a little chance at this now. Stick your feet out in front of you. Now, swing your arms from side to side. See, that's the idea, you see? That's it. Now, see, that's what I meant. All right, stop right there now. That's what I meant when I said that you may not touch your feet to the floor or the rungs of the chair or anything else. Just by swinging around like that is the way you got to do it, see? Now, because you did touch a little bit there, I'm going to start you from there with this one. Are you ready? Go. Don't touch down at all. Keep the feet up. That's it. Put it down. Away you go. That's it. Come on, boy. That's it. That's it. Pour that air. Come on. That's it. Get around there. That's it. No, you better just swing your arms. The only way to do it, I'm telling you now. That's it. That's it. Pick it up. Pick it up. Up off the floor. Up off the floor. Don't let it touch again. And around you go. Come on. That's it. Pour that air, kid. Come on. Grab a hold of some air. That's it. Come on. Get it around there. Come on. Come on. You're almost there. You got 12 seconds. Come on. Get it in. Get it around. Get him over. Come on. Swing. Swing. Swing around. Swing around a little more. Swing. Lift it up. Lift it up. All right. Stop the clock. Look. Come on, boy.
Oh, I'm telling you, boy, you should have looked out in that audience, seen all the people going like this with you out there. They were all trying to help you, Earl. Well, he did a right good job there. You're glad you didn't have to do that, too, aren't you?
Certainly am.
Yeah, we made him work for that one, didn't we? And, of course, that moves you up now to the jackpot class. Mr. and Mrs. Swasey, now it comes Mrs. Swasey's time. You can relax, boy. In fact, you can't help Mrs. Swasey in any way. If you both step down to the far end of that little platform there, don't get up on it until I tell you to. In back of this curtain, Mrs. Swasey, is our famous magnetic jackpot board. And this you must do all by yourself. You can't help it any way, Earl. Just hold good thoughts, and that's all. On this board are all of the words of a famous saying or quotation, but they're all scrambled up out of order. Now, you got to move them around on the board until they spell out, reading from left to right, the saying or quotation that we're after. Do you understand? If you do it within 20 seconds from the time I say go, we'll stop the clock and you'll beat the clock, okay? Open the curtain. Step up on the platform. Go. Only about 6 seconds left. Oh, golly, I'm sorry the clock beat you, Miss Swasey. If you'll step over there just a little bit, I'll show you what it should have been. It's all is fair in love and war. All is fair in love and war. But you did all right. Come on back in here now. Don't be disheartened because you've beaten our $200 clock. So let's see what you've won.
From the King Refrigerator Corporation, a compact 4-cubic-foot freezer, which holds up to 150 pounds of frozen food. Your King freezer, which is worth its weight in cold, will save you time and money. Congratulations, Mr. and Mrs. Swasey. You've just won a Beat the Clock prize worth more than $200.
You're very welcome. My congratulations to you both. It was nice having you back. You kiss those kids for me, will you? Bye. All right, Roxanne, who are our next contestants?
Bud, we have Mr. and Mrs. Wilson from Hatboro, Pennsylvania.
Well, hello, Mr. and Miss Wilson. Thank you, Roxanne. You're an assembly supervisor?
That's right.
You've been married 10 years, I see by your card. Do you have children?
Yes, we do.
I better explain to our audience that you didn't come to the show that way. We did that to you. And without any further ado, let's find out what your problem is on the $100 clock. I guess you know how our show pretty much works, and it involves a good way if you have a lot of luggage at Grand Central Station and you can't get a porter to help you, a red cap. You can do it this way. Come over here with me, both of you, if you will. And if you stand right about there, I'll go over here and get this little Jim Dandy handy baggage truck. Now, I want you to take a hold of that, if you will, sir. And hold it good and tight, because we're going to ask your wife to just step right in it and sit right back against it. No, don't have to sit down. Just lean back. Now, just lean this back a little bit. Come on. There you are. Comfortable? Okay, now your problem is simply this. When I say go, I want you to start going around. You can't let go of this at any time and help in any way except to get your wife around there as fast as you can. Right. Pick up that box. Then go over and pick up that box. Then go pick up that box. Then that box. Then that box. Then that box. Get all of those boxes and have them all up off the floor at the same time. We'll stop the clock and you'll beat the clock. Any questions?
I think I know.
You understand. Take a look at the clock on your way and see how many seconds you have. 45 seconds to get them all. Are you ready? Don't waste time, boy. Go. Bend down there. No. Wait a minute. What? Misunderstanding. Put the clock back. Don't have to use your feet. Bend right down. Pick them up. Sure. Are you ready? Go. Don't dump her out of it, boy. You better keep it. Let her bend down. Let her bend down. Don't dump her. Well, you're never going to get them all that way, are you? I don't know. Maybe you are. Try it your way. Oh, you missed one. You missed one. There's one at the bottom. There's one on your right. See it? All right, if you can get it, okay. Do it your way. Get that bottom one now. All right. Hold it. Got to pick these up. Sorry, didn't get them all up there. Put the clock where it was. Put the clock back to 15. Get those 4 now. Get those 4 and get them up off the ground. I'll give you that much of a start. Get those 4. That's it. You get them up now. I think that's the hard way you're doing it, but you do it your way. Are you ready? All right. Go. Ten seconds. Up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, golly, I'm sorry, folks, you didn't beat the clock. The clock beat you. But we have something very nice for you. Where is, there she is, Betty. Give them that one of our Sylvania radios for being such good sports. How awful sorry that you didn't beat the clock, but better luck next time. Good night to you. Roxanne, who's our next contestants?
We have Mr. and Mrs. Anthony Sokka from Palmyra, New Jersey.
Well, hello, Mr. and Miss Sokka. How are you? Boy, you're a tall fella, aren't you? How tall are you?
6'5".
The bonus! You get to try the bonus, you two people. I tell you what, I suggest you take your hat off, if you will. Do you mind?
No.
And put it right here, on here. Mr. and Mrs. Anthony Sokka of Palmyra, New Jersey. Is that right? And you're married 12 and a half years. You have a boy 11, a girl 8. Okay, well, now let's move you out here quickly so we can get at this. The bonus is worth $200 in cash. Bring it out, will you, girls? Kind of snarled you in there, didn't they, huh? Okay, now here's your problem. You see this large balloon? What I want you to do is to get this large balloon resting in that bucket up there so it's sitting there all by itself. That's all you have to do. The only difference between the way I did it and the way you do it is that you can help each other all you want, but you may only touch this balloon with your heads. Got the idea? Using only your heads, get it resting in there. We'll stop the clock. You'll beat the clock. Take a look and see how many seconds you have. 50 seconds. Are you ready? Go. Sorry you didn't beat the clock, but what a try you made there, fella. I'm telling you, you sure got 8 for effort on that one. I thought that was going in thick there. Listen, with a big fella like that, you don't need him. He had the head for the job. All right, if you step right back where you were, that means, of course, it adds another $100. Next week will be worth $300 if someone's lucky enough to do it then. And boy, they better be tall and use their head like you did. Okay, now we have a problem for you that we think is kind of in the Christmas season. Whether it's before or after Christmas, you always like the old song Jingle Bells. So will you come over and play some Jingle Bells for us, Mr. Sokka? You just stand right there, Miss Sokka. Bring out the Jingle Bells, will you, girls? There's our Jingle Bells. Now, if you'll step up right behind there, right back of that little counter we have there. Thank you very much, Madeline. Now, I want to show you and show the audience also that I have here a pie plate, in the bottom of which has been fastened a cork. The purpose for that cork is to pick it up like that, so you don't have to pick it up by the rim, you see, or anything like that. Now, down in under this whipped cream, in 3 of those pie plates, there are 3 corks, 1 cork in each of 3 of those plates. They are connected by a string to some jingle bells. You stay where you are, sir. I'll show the audience where these jingle bells are. They're right underneath. There they are like that. If you find the cork and jiggle it up and down a couple of times, you'll know that you found the right one because it's the only one of 3 that will jiggle those jingle bells. There are 3 that will ring the bells, and the rest of them won't. Now, the only thing that makes it the least bit difficult, as I guess you figured by now, is that you can't use your hands, you have to use your teeth. Now, let's take a look at the clock and see how many seconds you have. 30 seconds to ring them all, and don't forget, if you get a hold of the cork, shake it up and down good so we can hear the jingle bells. If there's no cork there, forget it and go on to the next one. Pick any one you want. Are you ready? Go. Here's one. There's another. You missed one. Over to your right. Over to your right. Oh, not the one you got before. There it is. Okay, you got all 3. There, right there, boy. Roxanne, come out with one of your Sylvania Super Flash balls. Blue dot for sure shot. Take a picture of this fine fella here so we'll have a record to take home and show the kids. The girls will get you cleaned up, Mr. Sokka. Meantime, I'll go back over here to where Mrs. Sokka is waiting patiently and let her carry on for the family. Your next occupation, of course, is going to be all by yourself to try our jackpot clock, and that'll be the next thing you do. Oh, the $200 clock. My goodness, almost graduated you right up to the jackpot clock. You got the $200 clock to go yet. Well, I hope we get him cleaned up in I'm going to insist on you folks coming on back here. Tony, I didn't get a chance to ask you what you do for a living.
I'm a beer distributor.
A beer distributor?
Right.
I see you look like a basketball player. You're so tall there.
Used to be.
Well, did you really? I thought that height would come in handy in more ways than one. Say, by the way, you have a little girl 8 years old.
Yes, I do.
Roxanne, do you have one of those Roxanne dolls back there? Is she around anywhere? There she is. Give that to her. You take that along home. That's one of the Roxanne dolls to your little girl. I'm sure she'll enjoy it, okay? You can get those in the toy departments of all the big department stores, but that's one for her for free. Now, this is a little problem for your wife. We put you through the mill now. Let's put her through the mill. You hold the doll, and Mrs. Sokka, suppose you come over here with me. Let him hold the doll. That's the idea. Now, you'll step around where Betty is. She has a pair of goggles to put on you, which are there for protection more than anything else. Will you slip them on? They're not for cosmetic or beauty. Just get them hooked behind your ears. You'll see why in just a minute. Now, here's a tray. All right, just get it around there so your hair doesn't get in the way, and you'll be all right. Good. Now, here's a tray that I want you to hold like that, in the flat of one hand. Do you understand? Can't use the other hand at all. Now, when I say go, what's going to happen is this. You may not touch the tray against the trough, but cups are going to come sliding down the trough. I want you to catch and retain on the tray at the same time 2 cups, any 2 cups. When you have 2 cups on that tray, I'll stop the clock and you'll beat the clock. You get the idea? All right, take a look at the clock now. See how many seconds we have for this one. 40 seconds to catch 2 cups. Are you ready? Forget you can't touch the trough. Go! Hold it. Stop the clock a minute. Whoa. Let me show you. Give you just a little bit of a hint. They won't, if you just simply hold it there, they won't stay on. What you have to do is, as that cup comes down, kind of go with it and try to keep it on, you see? Kind of move along with it, get it on there, and get it to stay. All right, are we ready again? You got 30 seconds left. Go. That's it. You got 1 now. Oh, you got 1. Take it easy. Oh, you got 1 still. All right, stop the clock. Good girl. Well, the advice was well taken. That did the job, didn't it? All right, now we got you up to the jackpot clock, and again, here we have the wife carrying on doing all the work, and Tony, you can't help except with those good thoughts that I told the other man about. If you'll step down the far end of this platform, both of you, Mrs. Sokka, I'll tell you when to get up here. Back of this curtain is our jackpot board. All the words of a famous saying or quotation all scrambled up. Get them unscrambled, back in order, move them around on the board until they spell it all out in 20 seconds. You understand? All right, open the curtain. Step up on the platform. Go. Hold it, hold the clock. All right, she got it. Go ahead. I've only got about 3 seconds. Mrs. Sokka. Oh, golly, I'm sorry you didn't beat the clock. The clock beat you, and of course, I'm sure you know what it should have been. The pen is mightier than the sword is what it should have been. But if you both will step back in here, you have beaten our $200 clock. So let's see what you've won.
A beautiful fashion trend bedroom group from the Johnson Carper Furniture Company of Roanoke, Virginia. Your Ivory Carina fashion trend suite is designed especially for young moderns with good taste. Congratulations, Mr. and Mrs. Sokka. You have just won a Beat the Clock prize worth more than $200.
My congratulations, too. It was nice having you with us. Take your doll along. I hope the young lady enjoyed it. Bye. Roxanne, who are our next contestants?
Bud, we have Mr. and Mrs. Seymour Stone from Detroit, Michigan.
Thank you very much, Roxanne. You're a butcher, Mr. Stone?
That's right.
How are you, sir? Nice to have you here. You've been married how long?
2 days.
2 days. Well, may I add my congratulations? I'm sure you have received many of them so far, but my best wishes from all of us here on the show, as a matter of fact, for lots of happiness. Your home will be in Detroit?
Yes.
And this is your honeymoon right now in New York? When will the honeymoon be over?
Next Saturday. Next Sunday.
I'll give you one more chance on that question. When will the honeymoon be over?
Oh, well, when will the honeymoon be over? Well, that depends on the two of us, how compatible.
Boy, this guy's tough to get to, isn't he? Huh? I'm telling you. When do you say the honeymoon will be over?
Never.
That's the girl. That's the right answer. All right. Now, we have a little job for you two on the $100 clock that involves very steady hands. So will you both come over here with me? Mrs. Stone, you step right on this side of me where the cups are. Mr. Stone, you step right on the left where the saucers are, right there, and kind of half face each other just a little bit. Now, what I want you to do is this. When I say go, you will pick up a saucer. You will hold it in your, are you right-handed?
Right.
In your right hand, and you will pick up, are you right-handed? Yes. With your right hand, a cup and put it on the saucer. Then you will take the cup and saucer back from him. Then he will pick up a saucer, put it on top of the cup, take it back from you. You will then pick up a cup and put it on the saucer and continue doing that, passing it back and forth until you have 3 cups and 3 saucers neatly stacked up. You understand the problem? Okay. Now, to make sure that you have steady hands and are not nervous, we have some hand steadiers for you. Would you bring them over, girls? These are electric vibrators. Oh, no. Slide them on your hands. That's the idea. Slide this well down. You can do it yourself, sir, probably as well as anybody. There we go. Okay, now only use that hand throughout this entire performance. Do you understand? Take a look at the clock, see how many seconds you have. 50 seconds to get 3 cups and saucers stacked up. Are you ready? Go. Pick up a saucer. Pick up a cup. Up. Wait a minute. The other hand. Hold it. Hold the clock. Misunderstanding here. All right. You ready? Go. Use only that hand. Pass it back to him. Take that hand. Hold everything now. Get you started again. Take this back the way you had it. All right, now, you put the saucer on. Go. Only that hand. Take it back, Tony. That's it. Be careful. Steady. Oh, hold it. Stop the clock. Hold it. I'll put these up since they're still there. They didn't fall down. I'll give you that much advantage. Hold yourself there. All right? All right, he has to do it again. Here we go. Take it back. You ready? Go. All right, stop the clock. Good over here. Okay, good enough. You did fine. You got through those shaky ones very nicely, and I'm sure your hands will never be any more shaky than they were right then. Well, now we find out what your problem is. We got one coming up with a $200 clock for you. That might even be more fun than that. Stone, now we put you in coveralls for a very definite reason. Will you come out here with me? This is on the $200 clock. I want you to look at what is laid out here. It's a whole series, 11 in number, of inflated inner tubes from tires. You understand? Now, what I want you to do is stretch out on your stomach. And you can't get on your hands and knees, but just on your stomach, the way you might through an obstacle course, you know, dragging yourself through with your hands. You can use your hands all you want. I want you to crawl into the first tube, then crawl into the second tube, then the third, letting them move down on your body, but never letting them get off your body. You must have all 11 tubes on your body like a great, huge caterpillar when you get through. Do you understand the problem? All right, take a look at the clock. 45 seconds. Get down on your stomach there, boy. All set. You ready? Go. Comes your turn now to try for our jackpot clock, and while we're getting him out of there, you can step right down over there, Seymour. Mrs. Stone, step down here at the end of this platform. In back of this curtain is our, right there, in back of this curtain is our magnetic jackpot board with all the words of a famous saying or quotation on it. They're all scrambled up out of order. You got to unscramble them in 20 seconds from the time I say go. Get up to the edge of the platform, open the curtain, step up on the platform, go. No, it's not right. It's not right. It's not right. It's the reverse of that. You've only got 10 seconds. Oh, hold it. Stop the clock a minute. Here we are. Go. All right, stop the clock. Hit your wagon to a star. You're right. You've beaten our jackpot clock. Oh, my goodness, and I don't think there's time, but I do think if you put a camera on there, we can at least show them what they've won. Just quickly. Can you open the curtain? Is it there? There it is. Look at that. That's what it is. You'll hear all about it another time. One of Sylvania's beautiful 21-inch screen television combination phonograph, all the works that goes with it. Our congratulations to you. Goodbye, good luck, God bless you. Nice to have had you here. Now, this is Bud Collyer speaking for Sylvania, hoping that next time may be your time to beat the clock. Good night, everybody.
This has been a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production, produced in association with the CBS Television Network. Roxanne's Gown, a Hannah Troy original. This is Vern Bennett reminding you to tune in every week at the same time for Beat the Clock.